evening, everyone. Good evening, parents. Good evening, hosts. Good evening, children. Amazing children. Happy World Children's Day. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored. I'm so pleasured. It's my pleasure. Okay, so moving straight to the point because I don't have all the time. I have been invited to speak to us on the theme for this year's S.A.F.E VILLE Conference. I am bold, I am confident, I build my nation, which is all I'm about, which is all we are about. And as Mrs. Taiwo said, you all look bold to me. So yes, I'm talking to the right people. Thank you. Okay, so one might ask, what is my role as a child, as a young person, as an adolescent, as a teenager? What is my role in national development? What is my role in nation building? Now, some people might even say, do I even have a role at all in this matters? I'm just a young child. Yes, you do. And that is why I'm here today to tell you some of the things that children, teenagers, adolescents, young adults like you can relate to and can start practicing. So I'm going to be giving you practical daily actions and daily habits that you can do every day to ensure and they say little drops of water make an ocean. Those little drops of things that you can contribute in making Nigeria a much better nation that it already is, and in placing Nigeria in the comedy of world nations. Prestigious. I mean, we don't really have such a wonderful reputation, but we're getting better with children like you and with conferences like this. So thank you. So I'm going to say one right now. Keeping society clean. It might not really add up. You might say, what has keeping society clean got to do with building my nation? But I could remember working with a certain friend of mine, and I just dropped something on the floor, and he said, no, you're all about a new Nigeria. You're all about your what you represent. You've got to act it daily. So don't dirty Nigeria. It may sound funny, but it's true. Walking on the road as a young person, as a child, don't litter the ground. I mean, if you've ever been in the diaspora, if you've ever traveled out, everyone's looking so clean, and you're like, where am I coming from? So keeping the nation clean, keeping society clean is one way as a young person that you can practically contribute in building your nation bit by bit, pieces by pieces. In your house, your responsibilities, what is expected of you from your parents, washing your clothes, keeping your uniform neatly when you come back, if you're the person that is doing that, assisting in house chores, ensuring that the house is conducive and clean. These little matters will grow up with you, and then it will become a clean and a neat habit in you. That even when you go to your offices, even when you go to NYSC camp, wherever you are, you have already inculcated that attitude and that habit of cleanliness. And then it won't be such a problem for you. I mean, nobody likes a dirty country. You won't like people, investors to come to Nigeria, passing the streets, and it's all messed up. You can start developmental projects. You can take it upon yourself that, okay, one gutter at a time. What can me and my friends do in my society, in my community? We see so much sewage, so much garbage in the gutter, and sometimes it's part of what causes erosions, flood. Such things were started by people who didn't care and who were never told that one nylon could block a drain. They didn't know, but if you inculcate and where you go, it will stick with you. Okay, point number two, being informed. What do I mean by being informed? Being enlightened and aware of your nation. Don't be absolutely clueless about what is happening in your nation. You might say, oh, I'm a child. That doesn't really concern me. Oh, I want to watch cartoon. Of course, I want you to to know what is happening in your nation, to know, because you can't change what you don't know. Of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So do you even know the Nigeria you want to fix? Who was the first person to give us a name in sports? Who was the first female footballer? Know your current affairs, know your history. When you pick up your parents' phones, your siblings' phones, don't just Google things that are irrelevant. If you're really passionate about your nation, then you will want to gather information about your nation. You will want to once in a while sit with dad and mom and watch the news. I know it doesn't really sound ideal for a child. Everybody wants to watch cartoon, Kid Danger, but hey, you stand out. That's why you're in this conference, right? You're here to stand out. You're carefully word. So you need to know the word that you want to make the difference. You can't change anything if you don't even know how it was before. And you can't set a new record if you don't know the former one. So you need to be aware of what is happening in your nation, Nigeria. And then you say, what can I do personally to fix this? What can I do personally to correct this? But you can't fix what you don't know. So pick up materials. When you follow mom and dad to the malls, to the schools, to your school library, don't just be the kid that plays all the time or that eats all the time. Visit your school library, pick up materials. Okay, who is Chino Achebe? Who really is Maya Angelou? Who is Ken Sarowiwa? Who's JP Clark? What did he do? What can I do? Allow people to inspire you. Who is Chimamanda Adichie? I've been hearing her name. When you know your nation, you can change it, because the generation we see today, they weren't taught. And so they grew up with an aggression that is not informed. And whenever an aggression is not informed, it will lead to violence. But you have to be intelligent and strategic about your steps. So if you really know Nigeria in depth, in core, then you will know what really is the fundamental issue and how it can be fixed. Where was oil discovered? Oloibiri. How far has Nigeria come with oil? What are other sources of revenue for Nigeria? You need to know these things. You can't be absolutely clueless about your nation. You can't say, I'm a child. Oh no, the best time to start is now. And if you grow with it now, then the future is very bright, I tell you. But if you continue to procrastinate, procrastination is murder, because you're killing every second, every time presented to you. So in between time, we're trapped in a place called decisions. And your future is definitely a compilative of everything you did as a child, as a teenager, as an adolescent. I'm going to move very quickly to the last point before I present my spoken word proper. Okay, it says educating your peers whom you're much more enlightened than. Okay, I like this particular point because not everybody has access to information. I mean, even in the US, which is like a model country for the world, there are still poor people. Not everybody has access to the quality. Okay, now you're listening to me. Not everybody has got data. So when you go back to your schools, what do you have to tell them? Do you just about the Thundermans, or do you tell them, look at what Auntie Taiwo told us yesterday? Look at the decisions I have written down as a child to help to build my nation. Auntie Taiwo told us that we are bold, we are confident, and we build our nation. So remove the low self-esteem, because a lot of children are growing up with low self-esteem. They don't even know that they have a say. They can't believe it. So when you tell them these things, when you inculcate the same information you're receiving from the internet, not every child has access to a television in their house. So when you meet your peers, wherever you meet them, always try to leave something in them, a piece of information that you know that will help them, because really information makes people. The difference between the rich and the poor is what they know and how they apply it. So try to educate your peers. When they drop something on the floor, tell them, hey, can you pick that up, because I am bold and we build our nation. So don't join in dirty Nigeria. Pick it up and put it in the trash can. Can you start a community project with your friends where you can pick um, materials that are not biodegradable, materials that don't disintegrate, that don't decay over time. So they are literally dangerous to the environment. Is there a way you can browse? How can we make plastic bins with these materials and put them on the roads? Put them on standpoints, put them on checkpoints, put them where people can trash things. Discuss the future with your peers, because in the midst of friends, their discussion tells their future. Teach them what you know. They may not be as privileged as you, but they don't have to miss out because they know you. So you're hearing me and they're hearing you. We are all in our sphere of contact. Be a source of inspiration to them. Tell them whatever you are taught in school. If you must share things, academic things with them, do that, because we have to carry everybody along in a new Nigeria. We have to carry everybody along in building Nigeria. Because if, okay, let's say a food chain, for example, the producer, the primary producer, the consumer, the tertiary consumer, everybody has got to feed so that the chain can keep moving. So if one aspect, one sphere of society is misinformed or not informed at all, it can affect the entire nation we are trying to build. So if you know and your friend don't know, you can do it and she won't do it or he won't do it. So help to spread awareness. Help to spread the word. If you learned about hepatitis B in a conference or a webinar, learned about cleanliness in a conference like this, share it. Personal hygiene, share it. Tell your friends what they can do to continue to maintain their body and their environment. These, among many ways, are ways that you as a child, as a young person, as a teenager, as an adolescent, can contribute in building your nation. I wrote down so many points, but I don't have all day. So I'm going to, please permit me to read to you a spoken word piece I put together for this conference. Thank you. It goes thus. I am children and I am unique. Every child, teenager, adolescent is unique and distinctively gifted. To the young persons, seize every opportunity to influence your nation. Take your duties seriously and attend to your obligations. Don't get discouraged, never get dismayed, because if you give in to opposition, your dreams will fade. You were made for much more. There are potentials in your being, in your very core. Refuse to be intimidated by any setbacks, because for greater momentum, there must be a few steps back. The hood does not make the monk, and there is no negativity around you that is strong enough to stop you if you intentionally decide to keep going. Your reward and your result is in your uniqueness, not in your similarities. So don't try to fit in when you were born to stand out. You are distinctly different and gifted to make such a difference that has never been made, because no two persons has the same fingerprint. So break forth. You're not too young to start. This is the best time to start, and you've got all it takes to make it. To our parents listening, give heed to the words of the younger generation, because we are all components of this nation, part and parcel of effective development. And if we will make progress, everybody must be heard. It's a national congress. Gone are the days of if it's not medicine or law, you'll be poor. Let them explore every potential that God has put in them. On your wings and support, let them stand. Because the leaders of tomorrow, the leaders of yesterday, and today's leaders must liaise and reason together in developmental harmony if we are to truly experience a positive change. In a relay race, there's a baton, and let us say our nation is that baton, passing from hand to hand, and you must hold on tight until it's time to let go, and you must not drop it along the line. And when it's time to let go and you refuse to pass it, there's going to be trouble. So it's a relay and we are all moving. There is no room for selfishness or delay. Two or more must agree to work together. We have come too far to begin to argue who will pay the transport and who paid the last time. No. Sacrifice from everyone in society is required. Our prime. Don't chew lime and pretend it is sweet. It is abnormal to continue to eat uncooked meat. Any system left unchecked will eventually malfunction. And a trail that cannot be questioned is already questionable. So this Nigeria that we are trying to build, everybody must come on board and unite together. Now Nigeria with this, so and we no go fit live and run. All of us go got to join hand fix them, because each and every one of us, we are bold, we are unique, we are confident, and we build our nation. Thank you very much for having me.